This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Austin Grabish. Let's begin this Friday evening with some good news. Statistics Canada's latest report says in September, Manitoba had the lowest unemployment rate in Canada. It's down to 5.6% from 5.7% in August. Countrywide, a September employment surge brought total employment back to above pre-pandemic levels for the first time. And while the pandemic has forced many downtown businesses to close, as CBC's Sam Sampson shows us, some entrepreneurs are still investing their time and money in the area.
It needs some work, but Erica Tagle and her family have a vision for this space on Donald Street, a full-service salon.
This is actually my favorite part of the salon. It's a safe. I don't know what its purpose is going to be yet, but I know it's a super dope photo opportunity.
Tagle's nail salon, Pretty Young Thing, is on Sargent Avenue right now, but she chose to expand to downtown Winnipeg. She says it's central, affordable, and she's confident it will be vibrant once again.
It was just the other night when there was a Jets game and there was a lot of foot traffic walking by. And I feel that once the pandemic kind of cools down, hopefully the offices will fill back up and the downtown biz can thrive and be what it's meant to be.
The Downtown Winnipeg Biz says since January 2020, 70 downtown businesses have closed completely and more than 20 moved out of the area. The pandemic, a big factor. But at the same time, 34 businesses have opened, showing an investment and optimism in a currently quieter downtown.
To be able to put a lot more desks here.
Neo Financial just opened its second Prairie headquarters in Winnipeg on Bannatyne Avenue. The Canadian Digital Finance Service hopes to hire hundreds of people, bringing them all to this area. Arlen Duick is with Harvest Builders, a company that helps Prairie tech startups get going. He believes downtown can still be a business hub for Manitoba.
We can be that liveliness. There's some really great people here that we fully expect to supplement with more and more great people. And like I said earlier, I think businesses need to take that chance and bet on Winnipeg to come in and further serve as an additional catalyst to that revitalization of the core here.
Another newbie to downtown, 300 Main. This 42-story building will be the tallest in Winnipeg, and it's now accepting applications for tenants next spring, bringing a ton of people downtown. And the developers say with restaurants and a gym opening up soon, they can't wait to see more energy back in downtown. Sam Sampson, CBC News, Winnipeg.
For the fifth day in a row, Manitoba is reporting more than 100 new COVID-19 cases. And the province's online dashboard says 2 more people have died from the illness. Tests have found 130 new cases of COVID-19. 1/3 of those are in the Southern Health region, which has just over 1/6 of Manitoba's population. 1/4 of the cases come from the Northern Health region, which has an even smaller portion of the population. There are now 90 people hospitalized in Manitoba after getting COVID-19. That's an increase of 5 since yesterday. 14 of those people are in intensive care. Our provincial test positivity rate is 3.4%, and there are now 927 active cases across the province. The NDP is trying to end COVID-19 protests outside hospitals and vaccine sites. Justice critic Nahanni Fontaine introduced a private member's bill today. The legislation would create buffer zones where protests against COVID-19 orders or restrictions are banned. Fontaine says patients and healthcare workers shouldn't face intimidation while visiting healthcare centers. She says protesters should head to the grounds of the Manitoba legislature instead.
It doesn't harm anybody. It doesn't get in the way of accessing healthcare. Come here. That's where those protests should happen. Not in front of hospitals, not in front of schools, not in front of daycare centers. It's unacceptable, it's irresponsible, and it's selfish.
Premier Calvin Goertzen says the idea is worth further study. He has condemned last month's protest outside the Health Sciences Centre. A lawyer says for the first time, the Manitoba government will cover the cost of facial feminization surgery. The move comes after a transgender woman won her second appeal to have the province pay for the procedure. She has gender dysphoria, which focuses mainly on what her face looks like, causes her great anxiety, and makes her fear for her physical safety. Manitoba Health said it would cover the cost of surgeries if the woman wanted to change her genitalia. But the province said facial surgery was not medically required and refused to pay for it. Lawyer Alison Fenske helped the woman fight the province. She gathered medical and psychological recommendations, arguing facial surgery was medically required.
For her feeling is that her face is the first thing people see and the first thing people read when trying to understand her gender identity. And having for her a face that she felt was male appearing really impacted her mental health.
Fenske hopes the ruling encourages the province to update the way it deals with gender-affirming procedures. She says if not, the province will likely see many more appeals like this, as trans people will have to keep fighting to have the procedure paid for. Manitoba's chief medical examiner has called an inquest into the death of Suleen Samuel in Thompson. She was arrested for intoxication in February of 2020 and died while in custody. An autopsy has been performed, and the report says the cause of death was blunt head trauma due to a fall. The report also says her death was accidental. An inquest has been called because she was in police custody when she died. Remember Boo at the Zoo? Well, after a 9-year hiatus, it's back. And the Assiniboine Park Zoo is promising a bigger, better, spookier, and more magical mystical fair. The zoo has been transformed by a caravan of witches, warlocks, and wizards. It has all kinds of Halloween displays, colorful characters, performances, and even live music. Families who went to Boo at the Zoo's grand opening tonight say it is spooktacular.
Happy Halloween!
Are you having fun tonight?
Yeah.
It's been great, yeah. The kids are enjoying it, and everybody's staying safe and respectful, so that's nice too.
Boo at the Zoo runs every evening until Halloween. Still ahead, weather specialist Holly Bernier is in next with her 7-day forecast for you. We're back in 60 seconds.
This weather update is brought to you by Capital, Winnipeg's trusted Ford Lincoln dealership.
A bit cooler today than it's been the last few days, and some fogginess for tonight. Here's where we're sitting at right now. That rain from earlier today has moved into the east, but don't let it fool you. It's not done. It's going to start coming up from the south as we get into tomorrow, and by tomorrow evening we should see quite a bit of heavier rain going on through southern Manitoba, and that's going to continue to swirl over the region, especially the southeastern corner of southern Manitoba as we head into Sunday and even into Monday morning before we see a little bit of dryness. For Winnipeg tonight, 9 degrees, mainly cloudy. We've got some fog and some haziness. Tomorrow morning, we're going to be waking up to 12 degrees, cloudy skies, a 60% chance of showers, and tomorrow afternoon, a little bit breezier than it's been. 14 degrees is our high, mainly cloudy skies, and some more showers on the way. For the next few days, when can we expect that rain to stop? Well, I'll tell you, not over the weekend. 14 degrees for Saturday, 15 and rain for Sunday. Monday is when we see some dryness, that Thanksgiving Monday with a high of 18 degrees. And then cloudy for Tuesday, back into the rain for Wednesday, and that's going to continue to the end of next week.
That is your news in 10 minutes. Thank you for being with us tonight. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Take care.